howling out there. 8 o'clock, just past the full moon on election day, November 8th. Are you ready to start the day? It's Tuesday. It's going to be a little bit challenging to hide from the wind this morning. We've got strong high pressure coming in. Where should I run to hide? How about behind the burning bush? Where I got up just a little bit too late to watch the moon go down over there. But thank you, all our friends on Twitter. Becky at the Four River Bridge saw the moon in the eclipse and the red moon, and it's really interesting. Not enough time to describe how it turns red as the sun is coming up, but it was a near total eclipse here. Michael Beck in Portland, Connecticut, capturing that while it was still dark out this morning. So thank you for the moon shots. It should be a beautiful moon again tonight with the clear sky. This is high pressure from Canada. This is stage one of a 2 or 3 stage step down into real late fall weather here in the northeastern United States. But for now, the snowstorms are in the west and southern California. The mountains are getting snow this morning. That storm is going to drive up through the plains, and at the same time, we watch the tropics. It looks like subtropical storm Nicole still forecast to be a hurricane on the central west coast of Florida here Thursday, and it's going to accelerate up ahead of that weather system coming across the nation. And right over the east coast on Friday, weather from the Pacific Ocean, weather from the North Pole, weather from the tropical Atlantic, all meeting over New England. That's why I say we have the most interesting weather on Earth, because it comes from every angle. And real interesting things can happen. A couple of days ago, it was supposed to be a 980 low near Cape Cod. And then yesterday I said, well, it makes more sense to have a less intense low because the cold and the warm were so separated. Well, the cold from Canada and the warm from the tropics are getting closer and closer together in the guidance. And now both the GFS and Euro agree that the center of whatever remains of Nicole, which will be going totally post-tropical, is going to go up the Hudson River Valley. So it's kind of wobbling back and forth, and that makes a huge difference. See, if that low goes east of New England, then you don't get very much wind, and the heaviest rain comes right up into eastern New England. And if the low center goes into New York, then you do get the heavier wind on the east side here. It looks like we could have winds from the south gusting past 40 or 50 for a short time on Friday Friday night as that rain comes in, and it looks like the heaviest rain wants to charge up along and west of the low pressure system, which is pretty typical. So you've got to agree with that. Now it's still a couple of days away, so that track is forecast to change again. Look at that beautiful yacht heading across the Four River into Boston Harbor. Look at, oh, that's gorgeous. How many layers you got on? Oh, they're in a heated cabin. Do those cabins have heat? I wouldn't know. I don't own a yacht like that. Anyhow, back to the weather. So this cold air that's coming in, just cold enough to turn on the snow guns at Killington, is going to relax. We're going to have melting in the mountains here and near record warmth again on Friday as that warm air comes in. Then stage 3, that'll be stage 2 of the pattern shift. And stage 3 is the colder air rushing back in on Sunday and Monday with still the trough axis to our west. We may end up with snowflakes. What is that, Connecticut on Tuesday with snow? Come on. That's the Euro. GFS says no such thing. GFS says, oh no, wait, it's going to be on day 11 where the snow is on Cape Cod. Anyhow, major pattern change coming in, and it does look positive for snowmaking. I think Superstar should have enough snow by the end of next week. So the FIS team that comes and checks will say, yes, World Cup is on. All right, I'll leave you with some turkeys from yesterday and more on the moon. What little tidbits about the moon, fun trivia facts. Happy Tuesday. See you at the pole. One more thing, I did mention a few weeks ago, we watch for when Alaska warms up to set the clock for the major cool down here, and Alaska is warming up, especially late in the 10-day with a 959 low west of Alaska. That's warm in Alaska, and if you look at the day, I think this is about 13 on the GFS. It's actually 25 below zero in the northern plains the day before Thanksgiving. Long way out, but the pattern is definitely changing. 24 hours ago in Palos Verdes, it was peacocks. And now back to Massachusetts with the turkeys. Although I'm not sure if the peacocks hang around in groups of 20 like this rafter right here. But I'm sure that the people from California would come here and say, what bird's that? Uh-oh, we've got one coming right at us. Hello. T-Rex is not even looking. Good boy. Gorgeous Monday, November 7th. What a moon it's going to be tonight. A lot going on here. Night of the full moon, very low tide. Eclipse late tonight too. Forgot about that. Not sure whether that's rubble or some stone that's going to be used for a revetment. And we also have a swimmer with the red mark resting. And turning around and now going across the channel. Sure. Just before 5. It's a fun game, you know, when the moon comes up on the horizon. Your iPhone camera catches it as the size it really is. It looks so much bigger to the naked eye. There's a game you can play. What would you hold out? A basketball, a softball, a tennis ball, a golf ball, or your pinky finger to match the diameter of the moon when it comes up? Well, the answer really is your pinky finger. There, it's very close like that, so you can tell it's certainly not a tennis ball or a golf ball, by no means a basketball, so it's an optical illusion. And when your dog blends with the foliage, you gotta be careful when you take him walking at this time of the day before 5, because you might lose him. And also, no matter how high the moon gets in the sky, it stays the same diameter. It just looks different when the backdrop is the universe, as opposed to an emissions tower covered with antenna at the Hingham shipyard next to sailboat masts. And we all know by now, right, that the tide is low at dinner time and breakfast time when there's a new or a full moon. Very low. And be high tide at lunchtime and midnight. Should be a great morning for the eclipse. Who got up for the eclipse? Especially if you live up there looking off to the west.